bring it on. But you know what? I'm not done yet. I still have some pounds to lose. And that's something you have to realize. You have to, just not even in the program this week, just walking in here, I have a new fire burning in me. Just seeing some of you personal training this week, seeing the camaraderie that's going on in here, it just rebuilt that fire inside of me. It's going to be gangbusters here again. You need those. You need to look inside and figure out what's going on. I've had challenges. There's no question. I like beer. I like wine. I spent a little time on beer100.com, which tells you the calorie contents of every kind of beer out there, because I do like it. But I don't short myself. I just need to be more accountable to it, because my RMR is getting lower. And the distance of this journey. When am I going to be done? Is it a goal weight? Is it when I hit a marathon? Maybe a tri or an Ironman? Get all crazy? Is it when I have all healthy numbers? My numbers improved so much. I was so happy to see that today in here. That when I came, I was diabetic. When I got home, I went to my doctor a while after, and I had an A1C panel done. If you don't know what that is, it's a diabetic panel that measures you over time. So you can't walk into your doctor and say, yeah, my blood sugar's good, and he checks you, pricks your finger, yep, it's good. But an A1C tells you how bad you've been. I had spikes in my A1C panel that were up in the 300s and 400s prior to coming to H3. I was a severe type 2 diabetic. The doctor said he's never seen anything like it. You could tell the day I checked in here, and it started going like this. And now, it's fine. And you have to remember those things. So, is my journey over because my blood sugars are in check? Because my cholesterol is good again? No. The journey's never done. I'm never going to be done with this journey. I will be back where I was. And I think that's, some of us are going to always have to live that way. So I invite you all to, we have some time for Q&A. Time is about right, I hope. Find me on Facebook. I love making new friends. I have an email address there. You can email me. I have a blog. I don't blog religiously. I'm not like H3 Daily. I'm not the Oracle Daily. But I do blog a little bit about wellness out there, and something lights a fire under me, and I like to post about it or whatever it is. Keep in touch. You can't do this alone, and I certainly haven't. I've had a wonderful family, huge support from here. It's been awesome. So, thank you so much. Questions?
I just want to say thank you. We got an email or Robert, our president, got an email from Lyle a few weeks ago just saying, I'm going to be in Hilton Head. We didn't ask him to do this. We didn't pay him to do this. He wanted to do this. So thank you, Lyle. This was incredible. Thank you.
Fun stuff. No questions? You guys know what you're doing. You guys are armed with the best information you can have from right here. Yeah.
Did you have in the last year? You might have said it, backslides in weight.
When I went to Disney for a week, I gained about 4 pounds.
You didn't let weight go much.
No.
Yeah.
No. I've had several weeks where I didn't lose any weight. I've maintained, but I've not had gains other than my vacation week.
How often do you weigh yourself, or do you use that as a gauge?
It's a good question.
Or do you use your clothes or how you feel?
Clothing is a big thing. I do use sizes a little bit. I was the picture they have posted on the speaker signs. I was wearing when I checked in here, a 4 and 5X shirt and a 54-inch waist, and I now wear a 36-inch waist and a XL shirt. So I do use that as a gauge, and I'm moving down in size. But I think when you weigh yourself, it's really a personal thing. If you think it's going to be just detrimental when you see that number go up on a day-to-day basis, you have to decide for yourself what works. I do weigh myself every day. That's me. It's when I get up in the morning, do my business. Before I get in the shower, I'm on that scale, and I see where I'm at. But I look at it more over time. I don't worry about, oh, geez, yesterday I weighed 335 and today I weigh 336. That just could be a little bit too much volumization in the meal, if you know what I'm saying. Not necessarily calories or weight gain. So you have to be careful with that day over day. I do. It's just my ritual. It's a good question, though.
Were you on medication before all this?
What's that?
Before you started, were you on medication?
Medication? No, I was not.
So you went on diabetes medication?
I should have been.
You shouldn't.
I should have been. I should have been on diabetes medication. When I got here the first day, they couldn't even come up with my HDL number. It was so low, the machine wouldn't register. Bob took it twice, couldn't measure it. I got real cocky because he took my cholesterol and I stuck him, my cholesterol's great. My total number was fine. He goes, yeah, but there's no good. I couldn't measure the good. It's all bad. You have all garbage and no garbage truck. So, yeah, low number, but poison. So I was not on medication, but I should have been. I should have been on diabetes medication.
Did you notice any change in your decision-making or thinking?
Absolutely. You know, how you do everything is, can I eat there? Can I, choosing restaurants, choosing who I hang around with?
I mean at work.
Oh, at work.
I mean, just, yeah.
One of the things I said to my boss when I asked if I could take a leave of absence was, I said, my reviews are good. I'm a pretty good employee, but I know I'm not the best employee I can be. I'm a better employee today, there's no question. I'm alert, I'm focused, I'm awake at 2 o'clock, Definitely, my work is improved. There's no question about that. Yeah.
Have you stayed off sugar completely?
I wasn't a sugar addict. I do drink some Diet Pepsi now and then. It's kind of a vice that I shouldn't do. But it's something I allow myself less than I used to. But I wasn't a big chocolate guy or sweets person. Now, occasional trip to the South, if I saw Krispy Kreme, I probably would go through to have one. I'm not saying I didn't like sugar at all, but it's not a vice of mine. And I would say that those that have a sugar addiction is probably maybe even a little bit harder to kick. I don't know, just observations. Those of you that like your chocolate, you really like your chocolate.
And one more question. Yeah. It sounds like you have a very supportive wife. So does she cook all the food for you, or do you get in the kitchen as well? We
trade off. As little as I'm home from my business travels, we do trade off. I try to, when I'm home, cook it ahead. If I'm going to be grilling, I'll have an extra half a dozen big chicken breasts on the grill for the week. And you can grill them, you can cut them up, cube them up, put them in freezer bags, and just leave them that way. You don't have to eat them that week. It's about doing stuff ahead. So I try to help her out when I'm home with a lot of prep work. The idea, she said, one of the biggest things is the idea that you're going to come home and throw together a 15, 20-minute dinner, trying to eat healthy, you have to let that go. There's no more quick dinners. You have some options. There are some quicker things. But for a regular dinner on most nights, you have to allow yourself some extra time for prepping. And the more you can do on the weekends or on Sunday and planning ahead, we find that the cutting up chicken breasts that are grilled and put them in freezer bags, you can start something on the stove and pour in the frozen cube chicken breast. I got the idea because Tyson is doing it right now. They're selling the pre-cooked grilled chicken breast cubed up. You add it in frozen, and within 5 to 10 minutes, it's hot and ready to go and added. You didn't have to cook the chicken. So it does speed things up. But we both cook. She has some great adaptations, and like I said, the tacos. She makes something called hidden veggie wraps that everybody's kind of addicted to. She's expounded on the idea of volumization and some of the things that Jen has out on the website, and come up with her new concoctions. We make these things called turkey burger cups, which use wonton wrappers, and she makes using the Dijonnaise sauce that's on the H3 website, and mixed with some other 99% lean turkey burgers. She cooks it all up with a ton of veggies, and then in wonton wrappers, she puts them in a muffin tin and fills them up and then bakes them. And you can have 3 or 4 of these huge turkey burger cups, and it's 350 calories. It's a terrific treat. You feel like you're really splurging, going nuts. But it's just, she's great. I'm very supportive.
Yeah. But you're taking responsibility too.
It's a full circle thing, right? Jeff?
I just want to say thank you as well. I think it's one thing for us as staff, to talk about these things, but I think your perspective and your insights are very valuable, and I appreciate you being here for all our guests, and I thank you guys for coming to see Lyle, because his perspective is we meet a lot of guests here, and obviously every week new guests come in, and this is one guy that really gets it and just really has, solidified his type of motivations. And I'm interested today to ask you, how has your motivation shifted? You talked about early in your presentation about how it was about the seatbelt and how it was about, being there for your kids. Would you say your motivation has changed a little bit? And if so, what motivations do you have now?
Well, that's a challenge because those were really big goals to get off of things like seatbelt extenders and such. And I don't have as many of those because I can do so much more now. Going kayaking this week was something I couldn't have done a year ago. I don't know if I would have fit in the boat. I certainly wouldn't have fit in the life jacket. There's no question. So it's harder to find those kind of goals. And so what I reach to is I don't ever want to not have that ability. I look at the fun I'm having with everybody right now and the bike riding and just everything we do around town and on vacation and the way this vacation's been compared to other vacations. And you have to look to that and say, I just don't want to go back. I could never go back. I don't know what I would do with myself, really. It's a concern to slip back because I feel so great right now. That's the motivation to keep it forward.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming.